Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HackFS 2024 Starknet Foundation Workshop. What can you create with low fees and built-in account abstraction? Joining us today is Omar Espejel, who will be taking us through this session. And with that, I'll pass it over to Omar to get the session started.
Sorry, I was fighting with my Zoom here. Hey, nice to meet you, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Rory. So I see we have some people in here, plus we have some in YouTube. So this is amazing. The people that are here present, please do not hesitate to ask me questions. I'm I'm here for that, and also YouTube. If we have any questions, and Rory and team can help me bring the questions here, that would be amazing. So these are the slides. This is the QR code for the slide. So we have several links throughout the presentation. So if you want to scan the QR code and then go to the links, that would be amazing. Don't worry, I will share the QR code again at the finish of the slides. So as Rory said, there are two things here. What can you do when you have very low transaction fees? And second, what can you do when you can have a user experience comparable to that of Web2? I believe those two things are crucial when you're thinking in scaling something, in scaling Ethereum. You must have low fees, you must have account abstraction or a native level. These are for examples features that Solana has and could be. I'm sure that is a big reason of their success in attracting developers and applications. So in Starnet, we do have that kind of stuff, and I am interested in knowing what are you gonna do with this? Where can you get with this? And building on Starnet is, as we like to say it, financial advice. We like to think that we are actually built different. For us, the ecosystem is crucial. I mean, developers ecosystem. We want builders. For that, and maybe I want to mention this at the beginning. For that, we are supporting a lot of startups. So our goal is to have a lot of startups. We are ready. We are ready to build on top of Starnet. Maybe before it could be that higher fees were not that good, or it was too slow. But now Starnet is at a perfect point for us to attract developers to build startups to join as employees for other startups and so on. Because now the startups inside Starnet are asking for employees, for people to know how to use Starnet, how to leverage these powers. So please go into Starnet ecosystem, build, contact me. I will give you my contact details at the end of this call. And sorry, I think it's in the next slide. So come come contact me, and we can see how can we support you. If you are a good developer, or you are a good builder, or a good founder, then I think we can do something together. And that's what we want. We want brilliant people that can leverage those low fees, plus of course the Cairo language, which you will see that is very good, and also the native account abstraction. Before getting to that, I want to tell you that you are not that that you're not getting into any blockchain ecosystem. So this is a very sad table. This is the number of full-time developers in crypto. As you can see, we have had a decrease in all the developers practically in all the major ecosystems, Polkadot, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. It is very related with the bear market, but still, we have had a big decrease in the number of developers. However, the startup ecosystem keeps growing. Not only is the one that is not in red numbers, but it's also green and it is thriving. So we have more and more developers inside Startup because these guys are here to build, to create. And once you get in, you will discover that amazing features that building on a non EVM chain can give you. Because of course, if you're building on the EVM or a blockchain that tries to emulate the EVM, you don't have certain powers such as native account abstraction. So if you're a developer and you get in, you could be one of these developers that are keep getting that keep getting into the ecosystem, and well, they are doing this because of something. And also, we are the layer two that has the biggest number of developers, and that is not a coincidence. We have a lot of developers, and we want more, and we are startups, and we want to support you and help you to reach this level. So why are these developers inside here? Well, partly is because well, people say that the Starknet ecosystem feels like early Ethereum, and also Cairo is very good and very nice to code with it. And I don't know, there's something in the Starknet ecosystem, and you will feel it. And please, for that, please contact me. You can send me a Telegram, or you can follow me either on Twitter and contact me there. But for me, it's easier if you contact me on Telegram. So both my Twitter and my Telegram are the same at Espejel Omar. And also, if you are participating in the hackathon, please contact me, and we can give you support for whatever you're building or give you ideas. I don't know. We can work together to create something very cool. So it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Omar Espejel. I work as a developer advocate engineer at Starknet Foundation. Before I did that at Star Wars, and before that, I was a machine learning advocate at Hugging Face. So it's a pleasure to be with you. Now we're talking again of a fast, cheap, and secure network. What are you gonna build? I think that I don't need to show these slides. This slide in particular is something that I bet that you're already familiar with. So why do we need a layer two? Well, basically because layer one verifies all the validators, verify all the transactions. Of course, this is not scalable. I don't need to tell you this. And for that, we have the zero knowledge ecosystem, the zero knowledge layer 2s, such as Starknet. Here we create a proof, and then the different validators only need to validate a small part of the transaction. That is much cheaper for them to validate than having to see the whole transaction and rerun everything. So that's why we have zero knowledge layer 2s, such as Starknet. So that is the need for a layer 2. Now we are using here Cairo. So maybe you have heard before. Sorry if I'm moving a little bit and just connecting my laptop, which is running out of battery. Uh, so maybe you have heard before about Circom, that you need to build your circuits to in order to for you to create a zero knowledge application. Well, I think that is something of the past. That is not scalable. That is very difficult, and it's easier to use a language that already does that beneath the scene. So you don't need to build the circuits. The circuits are beneath in what you have compiled. So if you know Rust, getting to Cairo would be very easy. Also, if you know Solidity, the to give the step to Cairo is not that hard, to be honest. It's very similar to Rust. But imagine, I don't know, building something with Rust, and beneath you will be compiling and getting code that is actually a zero knowledge application that you can use for a lot of different stuff. I will show you some examples further in the presentation. But this is very cool. I think this is game changer. So you don't need to do nothing else with Circon, which I think it's an amazing language, but of course it's very difficult to use. So and again, you don't need to know anything about zero knowledge. That is something of the past. You only care about building your application or whatever you are building, not about the zero knowledge part. So basically, it looks like this. Cairo looks like this. Again, if you know some Rust, it will be very familiar for you. You have an struct, you have a trait, an implementation, and we have been building Cairo for a long time already. A lot of people don't know this, but Cairo, I think after Solidity, Viper, and Rust is the language that has on top of it more resources that depends on the language. Why? Because Cairo is being used uh, already for applications such as Immutable X. It's also used for DYDX. It's also used for Sorare, for Renofy, of course, for everything that is on top of Starnet. So Cairo is growing as a main language in the Ethereum ecosystem, but also outside of Ethereum. But that's another topic. But you can already see implementations of these for Bitcoin using Cairo. So Cairo is getting a lot of traction, and we have been investing a lot of resources in this. The community is also helping in shaping the language. It's It's really something very, very good. And again, it's a language that has been proven already in action by supporting millions and millions of dollars. And well, this is another example. So I won't go into details on how Cairo works because we don't have a lot of time. But I will show you all the resources where you can learn more about Cairo. So okay, so let's go to the meat of this presentation. I showed you that that we have two things: Starnet, which is the network, and Cairo, which is the language. With this plus account abstraction at a native level, something that Ethereum doesn't have, and any EVM related zero knowledge, for example, zero knowledge EVMs, they don't have native account abstractions. Plus, we have the lowest fees in the market. So, what can you build with that? And let's go first with account abstraction. Account abstraction is something that a lot of you might already know about it. But basically, it allows you a couple persons call it. I don't remember who was it. I think it was like client, the name of the individual that said that for him it is not account abstraction, but rather signature abstraction. Why? Because you can change the way that you sign transactions in the sense that you can sign transactions with different elliptic curves. This could sound a little bit cryptic for you, but basically what you can do is leverage and create whatever the Web2 ecosystem can do. So let's be honest, Instagram is very, very secure. They have already set an amazing Instagram, Facebook, Meta, Google. They have a lot of money invested already in security. So they are actually very secure, unless of course you give your password to someone or stuff like that, or you don't have second two-factor authentication on. But generally, they are very, very safe. They have amazing standards. But we in Ethereum cannot access that standards because we cannot verify the elliptic curves that they use in their cryptography. But now you can do it. You can do it, for example, you can use the SIGP to 256R1 that allow you to sign, for example, with your finger or with your face in an iPhone. So this you cannot do with you can do this with Ethereum or any EVM related network. You can only use a blockchain that has native account abstraction, like the case of Starnet, which, to be honest, Starnet has been implementing account abstraction since a long time already, since maybe 2021 when it was launched. And this is amazing because then you can start forgetting. This is how more or less how a construction looks like. But basically, you stop caring about a lot of the security issues. So if someone of you has already Bravos or Argent and Bravos are wallets for the Starnet ecosystem, you will see that they are high. I would say extremely secure. The seed phrase is not enough. So I remember that there was a Brazilian influencer, and he was making a live stream, and then accidentally he showed his seed phrase. Immediately, all the phones. It was like the point is that all his phones were stolen. But he also showed the seed phrase from his Bravos account, his Bravos wallet in Starnet, and his resources were not stolen. Why? Because in the Starnet ecosystem, the seed phrase is not everything. It's just a part of the validation that is your wallet. So if someone gets your seed phrase and then they start Bravos and they try to get into your wallet, they cannot make transactions only with the seed phrase. They need your face, they need your finger, they might, in the case of Argent, they need your email validation in Google, for example. So this is two-factor authentication. This is called two-factor authentication, basically, which is something that we didn't have here. We even with hardware wallets, we didn't have. This is more secure than hardware wallets. This is more secure than hardware wallets. Okay, because you have two-factor authentication. In Bravos, you can even have three-factor authentication. So this is a crazy new level of security, something that needs to be the standard. So this way, it's very difficult for someone to steal your resources. I mean, Google level or Instagram level. Well, this is what I was explaining, that basically you can already use state-of-the-art security with your cell phone, for example, which is, again, the state of the art and now what all these applications are using. Now let's pair that with the fact that we are the network on top of Ethereum. And I took this screenshot 1 hour ago. Sorry, like 10 minutes ago. So this is a screenshot of the cost that it makes to make a transaction. Basically, Starnet is the cheapest layer 2 in terms of transferring ETH, for example, which is a metric here. So it's cheaper than Arbitrum, Mode, Sora, Base, whatever you mention. It's cheaper. It's 1 cent. Sorry, it's 0.1 cent or less. It's sometimes it's even cheaper than Solana, which is an amazing, achievement. Since if you consider that Solana is not that decentralized and could likely not have the same security as Ethereum, but you have here low fees, but leveraging the security of Ethereum. So this is amazing. Low fees plus amazing UX, thanks to account structure. Of course, and security comes with UX. Now, the question again is, what are you going to build with this? What are you going to build with this? So we have, for example, Dojo. There are two things that I want to present here. Like, I propose you two things, which are very, very on vogue right now. They have a lot of traction right now. Number one is gaming, and number two is machine learning. So this is something that you cannot do in a layer one, or you cannot use in a layer two without native account abstraction. So these are stuff. This is stuff that basically you can only do properly in Starknet. So gaming, but I mean amazing gaming level, and machine learning. So I will show you why. So Dojo is basically a framework for you to create games, and it's amazing. It's growing a lot. It's getting very nice, and I will show you. So this is their Twitter accounts, and for example, this is a game that they created recently. So this was from May 15. It's a look at this. It's fully plus it's fully on chain. Okay, so I don't know if here, but basically it's a game on par with I don't know, with a Web 2 game, but this is completely on chain. And all the transactions that are happening here are using a kind of abstraction. So you are playing as if not caring for the cost of the transaction, or you are not caring about having to sign all the transactions. So this is actual fun, but it's completely on chain. Now, the question, of course, could be, do we need this to be completely on chain? I don't know. This is a different question. But at least you know that you can do this. You can do a completely on chain game with a Starnet that looks like a Web 2 game. Right? Then it's your choice to decide. Are you going to build an autonomous world? Are you going to build another game? What part should be on chain? What not? I don't know. That's up to you. Second, I want to talk about machine learning on chain, but actual machine learning. For example, this was a tweet. This is a tweet that was released in the Cairo Lang Twitter account from a couple days ago, and it's very very simple. It basically says, well, it's very simple, but it has a lot of implications. With Cairo, you can verify the integrity of a neural network using GSATech. GSATech is on top of Starnet and Cairo, on top of Cairo. So basically, I don't know who of you, I think most of you know about PyTorch. PyTorch is basically the reigning framework for making machine learning. Now you can have any model using PyTorch. I mean, you can use, if it's open source, you can use, for example, the GPT 3.5, which I think is already open source in Hugging Face, and it is on PyTorch. So you can pick this model, and then you can verify the integrity of the inference that this model is doing. So, or a classification model, or a vision model, or whatever. This model will give you an inference, which is basically the result of its prediction. But you want to verify that this prediction is actually integral. It's the real answer that it wants to give you. So basically, you transpile your model into ONNX to Cairo using the GISA tech, the GISA CLI, then deploy the model, and then you download the generated CK proof. And again, this is state of the art, and this is something small that you can do with actions from GISA Tech. Actions, I won't get into details, but this is amazing by GISA. So why don't you explore both Dojo, and you explore GISA. Uh, Again, I will show the link to the slides in a minute, but you can also look for them in Google. Just write Dojo Starknet or GISA Starknet. And then go into the documentation of GISA. I am just showing a small part, but you can deploy your own model on chain. Think about it. What can you do with that? What can you do with that? Okay, this is very, very, very new. Again, it's amazing. So what are you going to build? What are you going to build? Now, if you don't know about Starnet and Cairo, and maybe it could be too late for you, I don't know. I mean, for the hackathon, we of course will have a Stark hack that is happening with it global. The organizers, of course, of this hackathon. So is if you maybe you don't have time to learn Starnet and Cairo for this hackathon, but you can get into the East Global Star Hack that will be happening, I think, the next month. No, sorry, in July. So what you need to do is this: follow this map. Follow this map. Go with the Starnet book, then go with the Cairo book, then do some practical exercises to build your Cairo knowledge. Then go to the Starnet book again and learn further. And yep, basically this is the end of the beginning. And message me. Please send me a Telegram message, and I can also redirect you to other special places. So yes, please message me. This is the link for the QR code for the Starnet book, and this is the QR code for the Cairo programming language book. These are required for you to build. And also, if you want to do open source contributions, go into Only Dust, and you will be able to get mentored by the maintainers of these different repos. You will meet other builders. You will be compensated for your contributions. It's very cool, very cool. Again, I will leave this here. And if you want to get into our mentorship program, if you are serious about getting on Starnet, we can pair you for free, of course, with a mentor, an OG person inside the ecosystem. We will pair you for free, and this individual will share his knowledge, will share you his connections, her connections, like where to go, who to meet. I mean, the Starnet ecosystem is very, very united. It's very solid. So you need to live it. You need to get in, and we will introduce you to different persons and connect you with adequate individuals so you can have success, depending on what you like and what you don't like. So go into the mentorship program. Here's the QR codes. Yep, you're in the right place at the right time. There's a lot to be built, and things are gonna get crazy. Things are gonna get amazing. And well, remember, you have native account construction, and you also have low fees. What can you create with that? So thank you very much. Feel free to connect. Here again, here's my website, my X, my Telegram, and this is the QR codes for these slides, which contains several links as you saw. So it could be useful for you to go into the slides. Thank you very much. I don't know if there's any questions. Oh, sorry, there are some questions in the chat. I didn't see them before.
Well, it's mostly just like autopilot updates and stuff. But yeah, if there are any
Oh,
questions, please feel free to take yourself off mute or type them in the chat.
anyway, yeah, if you don't have any questions right now, please let me know. You also have my Telegram account here.
Awesome, cool. Well, yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks Omar for the great workshop presentation. And yeah, as Omar said, if you need to reach out to him, this is all the information that you need right here in front of you.
Yeah.
So awesome, cool. Hope
Thank
everybody
you.
has, yep,
Sorry, Rory, I forgot to mention that. Of course, we are part of this hackathon, so feel free to go for the Starnet prize. I think you have a good chance of winning, and you can. I don't know. The ride is going to be very fun. Trust me.
awesome,
And
cool,
thank you,
cool.
Dylan. Thank you, Dylan, for everything.
Cheers, awesome. Well, great. Thanks everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again, Omar, for leading this, and we'll see you all soon.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye.